Here's the human-sized chessboard, and I can only imagine what the royals did when they played. The village elders sat here and smoked the hookah while discussing the affairs of the village. They had a great sweeping view of the palace, the mountainside, and the village below. The hookah. It will be interesting to note that this chessboard lies on top of what was a prisoner torture chamber where prisoners were hung upside downwards by their feet and interrogated. Now, the torture chamber holds the Neemrana shop where you can buy stuff. That's torture. This is where they used to hang the prisoners and torture them. Where we talked about upstairs. And now it's a power room. And each room has power. And this is the other part. Where they used to beat people. Hang them upside down by their ankles. And torture them with leather whips. The cannon reminds them of the war, the last war fought. And I guess the honk reminds us of the contemporary. This cannon symbolizes the last fight that they had with the British rulers of Delhi. But Neemrana was in fact attacked by conspirators, collaborators of the British. From here, drums were beaten to welcome the Raja, and people had to disembark from the elephants here before they could continue through this door, guarded by these two soldiers from Gujarat on camels and horses, which were allowed to continue from here. Go ahead, boy. Hunting for wild boar on horseback. Mr. Chauhan. Alexander's speaking tree. It was said that the night before Alexander invaded India, he sat under a tree and was told by the tree not to invade India because he would lose. And notice a flying angel, which they say was painted by a Sri Lankan student. I love this pair. So peaceful. So warm and calm amidst all this chaos and war. This is another room here, supposedly Kate Winslet's favorite room. Chandan Malal. And from one of the balconies, I see the wild boar that would have been hunted here. Can you see them? It's a beautiful landscape. There are swings here from all over India. And this area gets a breeze from the valley below, cooling the whole place. Tea And behind the tea table is a built-in throne. This is where the Maharaja was. Women's quarters, where men were forbidden to enter. Zenanas, protected by eunuchs. Zenana, Ravla, the Zenanas, protected by eunuchs. Tulsi Chok, court of the Holy Basil. These steps were quite steep, so an additional step was added, making them easier. This is another view of the eunuch's court, where the women were kept and cared for by eunuchs. And the marble fountain in the center. And this beautiful tree. This is the amphitheater. These are the new wings added since 1999. This was a nuptial room with a large silver bed and mirrors on the ceiling. The room right across from the nuptial room was kept the dowry that came with the new Rani. So here was the money that she brought into the house, and then here's where she lost her virginity. Okay. This is how it looked in the 80s, the fort. The Ranis secretly peeped through these lattice screens to see what was going on down here in the court below. This was filled with warm water during Holi and saved the royalty from catching a chill on this windy plateau. This is Jait Mahal, because the 9 rooms in this oldest part of Neemrana fortress, built in 1464, or after the 9 gems. Come see the cobra. Highest point of Neemrana. Mukot Bagh, the crowning garden of the fort palace. And meeting halls that have been mute witnesses. The garden carved out of the hill that seems to be perched in the sky. The most recent addition to the fort. Danan Hotel, saved from the national dustbin. Ready?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You're very handsome.
Thank you very much.
Bum, 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 bum. Bo-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bum, 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 bum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.